to pocket all that money, and if he does see you, he gets, they use that money within the medical group to cover all of your physician and lab fees. So it's, anything you would pay at a medical group is all managed within that piece. And so that trend is also, tends to be lower than the other pieces of the plan. So it's something to look at, but if we did it, it could be under one self-funded umbrella. It would be actuarially less expensive than the other plan, and so, but we put all the plans together as far as the total cost in the budget. The other piece too is like a high deductible plan or a higher deductible plan, just to offer more choice, if you wanted to do something like that. So we can certainly come up with a variety of different plan options.
But if we're at 90% of the actuarial value, then why do we even think about worrying about reducing costs? We're doing pretty well.
The 90% value is the value of your plan towards the what the government says you have to have for minimum value. So your minimum that you can offer for coverage is 60%. You can certainly offer above that, but those are more expensive. So if you were in a different situation where you were going to have significant Cadillac plan tax, you might want to look at offering a plan that isn't a 90% value because it would be less expensive.
Is there like an average employee contribution? Because I don't really understand this graph, though. Employee contribution for a single.
Oh, I'll take you there. All right, so let me finish on this page if you don't mind.
Now, the high deductible, would that get you in trouble with Affordable Care Act?
Only if and I don't think so, because again, we would tie it to your highest cost PPO plan, which is your current. What you have to do is, if you put money into an account for employees, that has to be added to the total cost of the plan. So if I'm offering a $1,500 high deductible plan and I'm giving $500 towards that plan, I have to add that $500 in towards the cost of the plan for the Cadillac plan analysis. So, we wouldn't allow you to, we'd make sure when we were helping you set those up, and if you were putting money into the program, we'd help you make sure that you were not going to be in a troubled position. Review the prescription drug benefits. So this is something else I'd like to do. There's a couple pieces. Have Blue Cross do some analysis for us on your plan. So I have, and that's what I was referencing, I get a monthly report that shows me how your plan's running, but they can do some deeper dive on some of this stuff. One of the pieces is the prescription benefit program. So what are we doing as far as prior authorization, step therapy? Are we using medicines at the appropriate time? Or when you look at most prescription coverages, these are all the ones that are advertised, and those are the ones that you see. So, a step therapy, what that does is it says to the doctor and the individual, have you tried a generic medication? Have you tried the brand name medication before you go all the way to the most expensive medication? Just because somebody wants a certain medication or a doctor is used to prescribing something doesn't mean it's the most effective and the most cost effective.
What do you call that?
Step therapy. So you have to start with a generic medication and then step to the higher medication.
I think doctors already do that. They already have sort of built-in incentives to give generics, otherwise they get penalized.
I'm not aware of that. Doctors typically don't have any tie to your prescription drugs, period. On the HMO plan,
that's not necessarily true.
All right, I'm not aware that they have any
I have some
incentive.
personal insight
Okay.
to it. So they do get pressure to give the cheapest drugs, otherwise they get docked from their own salary.
In HMO medical group, maybe.
Oh, PPO and HMO.
I'm absolutely not familiar with that.
Yeah.
Right. As a
My
former
wife's a doctor,
pharmaceutical
so there's
company.